October 23, 1983 was a significant day for this community and the Marine Corps. It was the date of the Beirut bomb blast, and at that time, the largest loss of Marines on a single day since World War II. As a community, we awoke to recognize how intertwined we were as a military and civilian community. We awoke to find that we had lost our neighbors, our friends, our coaches, Sunday school teachers, Boy Scout leaders, and as a result of this tragic incident, our community fabric was severely torn. On Sunday afternoon, October 23, 1983, the city's Beautification and Appearance Advisory Committee announced a campaign to plant a tree for every service member who died. The next morning, students in Martha Warren's Northwoods Park Middle School classes vowed to help collect money to help pay for those trees. The collective efforts of our caring community allowed enough money to pay for the trees, which are now in the Beirut Memorial Grove, and to start the Beirut Memorial. Today, the Beirut Memorial is dedicated to men who died in the Beirut bomb blast, and it is the largest military memorial paid for entirely from private donations. On those grounds, at 10:30 on October 23, 2018, survivors and family members of those who lost their lives will gather with our community to continue its pledge to never forget. We are asking our community to help welcome survivors and family members to the 35th anniversary of the Beirut bomb blast with yellow ribbons. With more about yellow ribbons and the Northwood Park Middle School student efforts, here is Jacksonville Onslow Chamber of Commerce Chairman Cindy Edwards, who is also a member of the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee.
Hello. Yellow ribbons have a long history signifying remembrance. From Puritan times, the song "She Wore a Yellow Ribbon" portrayed a woman wearing yellow to remember her loved one off to war. At the time, the Puritan Army of English Parliament also wore yellow and yellow ribbons and sashes into the battlefield. Later, Hollywood and a popular painting depicted yellow being worn by the U.S. Army. Yellow is also the official color of the armor branch of the Army. Given this long history of the yellow ribbon, it is a fitting symbol for our remembrance. The Onslow Civic Affairs Committee is calling for businesses and residents to proudly display yellow ribbons to welcome families and survivors of the Beirut bombing to our community on the 35th anniversary of the event. As you've heard, Northwoods Park Middle School students were instrumental in responding to the initiative to plant a tree for each person who died at the Beirut bomb blast October 23, 1983. The action won national attention, in particular when one student auctioned off her Cabbage Patch doll to raise funds for the effort. 35 years later, the committee is proud to be partnering with students from the Northwoods Park Middle School again to renew their connection with the project and commemorate the history that their school has and the legacy of our community's response. Some students will gather at the Jacksonville Youth Council's Youth Center to tie yellow ribbons. These ribbons will be displayed on each of the 273 trees in the Beirut Memorial Grove on US 17 across from Camp Geiger. Hurricane Florence interrupted some earlier plans, but now the school is arranging for members of the Beta Club from the school to help make these ribbons to commemorate the legacy their school has in our community's response. The Chamber has also alerted its members in floral and craft industries in particular to have yellow ribbons available for purchase throughout our community. We are encouraging all businesses and citizens to join us in displaying them prominently throughout our community.
Together, as citizens of our caring community and with the Chamber of Commerce, we're asking our neighbors, residents, businesses, and friends to consider how you could display these yellow ribbons. We know that Hurricane Florence has affected almost everyone, so ask for you to do as you can and as you're able. Consider the sacrifices made 35 years ago. Consider doing this in remembrance of the families and the men who died. And consider doing this as part of our pledge as a community to never forget the sacrifices made on our behalf. Thank you.